Welcome to the Heal Your Hunger Show, where we get to the heart of why you overeat and how to stop. If you struggle with food and weight like I did, welcome home.
Welcome everybody to the Heal Your Hunger Show. So happy to have you here. It is a great day to be alive, and I've got a little holiday message for you today. So stay tuned. A few tips for making the holidays a little bit easier. So why not, right? Why not have a really good holiday season starting right now? You can start now. Before I get into that, if you're here for the first time, I want to say welcome to the Heal Your Hunger Show. This is where we talk about things that don't necessarily have anything to do with food, but they have everything to do with why we eat. So this is weight loss from the inside out, hacks for really solving your living problem, which tends to have something to do with your eating problem. So anyway, that's the deal, is that it's not about the food. It's not about the food. It's really about how we're living and the stress that we're creating in our lives on account of just some personality traits that tend to be typical for emotional eaters. So that's what I dig into here. And I'm recording this live in the Secret Sauce group. So if you have not joined the Secret Sauce group on Facebook, please join us. It's a private Facebook group specifically for emotional eaters and those who are struggling with food and weight. So don't wait. Join us in the Secret Sauce group. Go to Facebook and type in the Secret Sauce to End Emotional Eating now, because that's where we hang out, and you got to have community. You can't do this on your own. Come on. Food's too easy to be tempted by. It's everywhere. Everybody's pushing it. Come hang out with your peeps, other emotional eaters, other people who struggle, and let's share solutions. So, okay, on with the show. Today, I want to really dig into how you can have more sanity in the holidays, because guess what? There are ways that we've done the holidays in the past that have added to our stress, that has exacerbated our eating. Okay. So what am I saying here? Am I saying that we play a part in being driven to eat? It's not Aunt Bessie. It's not Uncle Frank. What? Are you kidding me? How could we possibly play a part in this? We're driven to eat pie by our annoying relatives. I'm sorry, but that's not true. Okay, so here's the thing, and I'm not saying they're not annoying, but I want to talk to you about, in all seriousness, and about a trait that we tend to exhibit as emotional eaters, and that's the trait of being superwoman or superman, if you're a man listening. So, but the likelihood is you're a woman, and we have this incredible capacity for just thinking that we're responsible for making everybody happy. We're responsible for making everything fabulous. We're responsible for everybody's well-being. Am I right or am I right? Okay. So, I may be exaggerating a bit, but you know what I'm talking about, right? You know that you can get all excited about the holidays and then overcommit, just basically outdo yourself and end up stressed out, pissed off, tired, exhausted, adrenals shot, and more pounds on your body than you want, right? That's the pattern, isn't it? At the holidays, we just knock ourselves out doing so much. The presents get out of hand, the baking, the cooking, the hosting, all that stuff. We tend as emotional eaters to overcommit and try to be Wonder Woman. Okay. Wonder Woman or Superwoman. So, stop it. Just stop it. This is not going to help. This is not going to help you feel happy in the holidays. This is not going to help you feel good about your choices. This is not going to help you feel good about your relatives. And so I just want to present an alternate option. Okay. So that might be redundant, but I want to present a way that you can do the holidays where you maintain your sanity. You don't get stressed out or resentful. And so, or end up overeating over the stress. So, and that's our pattern. As emotional eaters, we love to hear people say how fabulous we are, right? Oftentimes we get our validation from outside of us, because when we don't have a sufficient feeling about ourselves, we don't feel good about ourselves, we have low self-worth, we struggle in self-confidence. We love for people outside of us to tell us we're wonderful. And one of the ways that we get them to tell us we're wonderful is by being wonderful. But chances are we overdo it. We overshoot the mark on, trying to have people notice us and be pleased with us. So people pleasing is a big downfall for emotional eaters, and often drives our eating, because people are never as pleased as we plan on them being. And here we are, we've knocked ourselves out. We've gone, over and above to provide, to cater to host, do all the things that we do in the holidays. And then people half the time don't even notice. And so much of the time they take us for granted, right? They just assume, because we've been good old people pleasers in the past, that we're going to keep on doing it. I just had a client talk about how for the first time ever, she said no to somebody in her family. Somebody wanted her to host a birthday party in between Christmas and New Year's, or I'm sorry, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, to host a birthday party from a family member. And she said, that's going to be too much for me, so no. And she had probably, a little mini heart palpitation or something, a few sweats as she did it, because it's hard to say no when we've said yes all the time. But she just preserved her sanity. She just preserved her sanity. And I was over the moon. I was so excited when she shared this on our group call. I wanted to just jump through the screen and hug her, because I know what a big step that is as emotional eaters, for us to say, no, just no, I'm not going to host that party. And this is the opportunity you have right now. We're right on the cusp of Thanksgiving, the first of the several holidays that happen at the end of the year. It's the Bermuda Triangle of holidays, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, or Christmas, and New Year's. Okay, so that's the Bermuda Triangle of holidays, and it gets us into trouble. We end up losing the ship, going down with the ship, because we overextend ourselves. So my invitation to you is to do things differently this holiday season. Don't say yes to everything. Don't even answer people when they ask you, when you feel on the spot, can you host the party? Can you cook the turkey? Can you bake the pies? If this is not good for you, if this is something that is going to be too much for you, whatever the ask is, first of all, give yourself a little space and say, hey, can I get back to you on that? I'm not sure if I can. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. So first things first, give yourself a little time to answer. Don't answer on the spot, unless in which case just say it and then you can move on. But if you're sort of like a deer in the headlights, which I used to be, when somebody would ask me to do something, I'd be like on the verge of saying yes, but I wasn't sure how I really felt about it. So give yourself some breathing space. Just say, can I get back to you? Okay, get just a little time out before you answer. Then you won't be stuck saying yes to something and having to follow through on something you do not want to do, and you can't do without hurting yourself. So that's the first thing. Then check in with yourself. Is this something I want to do? Is this something I can do without getting too stressed out, without ending up binging because, I don't know which end is up. This is an important thing to consider, friends. If you can't do something without it hurting you, and by hurting you, I mean causing you to stress eat, it's not worth it. No amount of adulation is worth it. You first, okay? Your health, your well-being first. So give yourself some time to answer, check in with yourself. Is this something I can do without too much stress? Is this something I want to do? There's a question. Emotional eaters rarely consider what they even want to do. It's just like what we have to do. Everything's what we have to do. If somebody asked, we have to do it because we feel put upon. We're under pressure. We don't know what to say. So we say yes. Hey, you have a choice. You have a choice in how you spend your day. You have a choice in how you spend your holiday. This Thanksgiving, I checked in with myself and I thought, I don't care. I don't care about turkey. I don't care about the meal. I don't care anything. And I asked my boyfriend if we could go for a hike, because that's what I feel like doing. I don't want any stress. I want no stress. Now, if my family were around, I might play that differently, but my family's on the East Coast and I'm here in California. But the point is, I've hosted before. I've done Turkey Day before with friends and I've loved it, but I'll only do it if I want to do it. And I just want to put a little bug in your ear that you get to have that option too. Yes, you do. And you may say, yeah, but it's tradition. Like I'm always the one who hosts. You can change it anytime you want. We've just gone through a pandemic, we're not out of it. The pandemic turned everything upside down. We did things differently out of necessity. We didn't have big holidays with family. We had Zoom Thanksgivings. We had Zoom calls with family to connect. No food or fat, just Zoom. It's the most slenderizing Thanksgiving there is, to just jump on Zoom and connect at the heart level. So the point is, we don't have to do things the way we've always done them. That's just our training. Our training is, this is the way it's always been. This is the way it's going to be, but we can change it at any time. And if some people grumble because you've changed something that used to be tradition, let them grumble. Let them grumble. It's okay. And if you are jiving with what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm laying down, please put it in the comments. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to continue the conversation. How are you doing things differently? So put it in the comment section. What are you doing to shake things up this holiday season? What are you doing to delegate roles? So this is another thing we can do to lessen our stress and increase our sanity. Delegate. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to be Superwoman. People thinking you're fabulous doesn't pay off. It doesn't pay the bills, and it doesn't give us the number we want on the scale. So you don't have to do it, okay? You don't have to play to that Superwoman status that you're so used to. You can delegate and you can be absolutely fine, if not more than fine, in fact, happy, when you just say, hey, I can't do it all. I can't do it all. I'm not going to do it all. Who's going to cook the turkey? Who's going to do the yams? Who's going to do, the green beans? Delegate. If you're hosting, delegate. Make sure you're not doing it all yourself. Delegate everything you can possibly do. It makes people feel good to be on a team, to work together, to put on a beautiful meal. Get people involved. Chances are there are people in your family who don't feel connected. They don't want to be there for Thanksgiving. They want to be in their room, on their computer, right? On their screens. So by getting them involved, giving them a task, giving them a job, it'll help them feel a part of, pull them out of their isolation, out of maybe even a depression, by having them help out and feel good about themselves because they did. So do you see what I'm saying here? Like, by changing things up, doing things differently than you've done them before, you can lessen your stress. You can increase your just sense of happiness and joy. And you can share that with other people and help other people take ownership of an amazing holiday. But it's not going to happen if you hog all the roles and do them all to yourself and try to be Superwoman. Okay. So this is just a little reminder that you have time. You have time to actually do it differently. So I challenge you. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to delegate? What tradition are you going to change? What new tradition are you going to create? Maybe you decide as a family not to give gifts to each other, or just give gifts to the small children. my sister's family, her husband's family do that. They just do kids gifts. That's it. All the adults, they don't give each other anything so that they don't have to be so stressed out during the holidays. And I love that. I think that's great. So what are you going to do differently? What new tradition are you going to create? How are you going to shake things up? And most importantly, how are you going to delegate so it doesn't all fall on you? Hey, martyr status, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I mean, you can be a martyr if you want to, but why would you want to? That doesn't help. It doesn't make you have a good holiday. It doesn't make you happy. Sure, it might feed your ego for a little bit, but what's that worth? Not so much. So I really encourage you and challenge you to do things differently. Stop being a martyr. Stop being superwoman. There's lots of roles you can shed this holiday season in favor of being happy, living a simpler life, and focusing on the things that really matter, which is the joy and the connection with people you love. So yes, you can do that. Yes, we're in a time right now where things are kind of crazy, and we can just do things differently. And honestly, people don't care. The few who will give you a hard time about it, let them. That's their stuff, not yours. So I hope this is helpful. I want to hear what you're doing differently. Put it in the chat. And thank you for listening. I hope that you put you first this holiday season, your self-care first, your stress level. I hope you pay attention to that so you can enjoy the holidays more than ever. You deserve it. Hey, it's time. If not now, when? Thanks so much. I'm so glad you listened. Please share the show. You might have a girlfriend who needs to hear the message. Take care. I'll see you on the next show.
If you enjoyed this podcast and want to get free support, insider health info, exclusive invites to events, and more, visit healyourhunger.com.